Alright. Yeah. Especially cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody. Especially cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody. Hey yo queen, I'm living on my dreams though. Feel free to tend to the hottest single. Those queens are only in my circle. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Dope queen. Yeah, you a dope queen. She a dope queen. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Hey yo queen, I'm everything you like, and I don't find it surprising. Created just right. See, I was made for your liking. I do that to your eyes. I shine so bright, yeah, it's blinding. Yeah, it's blinding like a diamond. I'm lighting up the room so beautifully. Yep. I attract the king so naturally. I can change the world, just plant the seed. Just treat me how I'm supposed to be treated. Cause I can't help to respect you, and I expect to get it back. Especially cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody. Especially cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody. Hey yo queen, I'm living on my dreams though. Feel free to tend to the hottest single. Those queens are only in my circle. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Dope queen. Yeah, you a dope queen. She a dope queen. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Hey yo queen, you ain't even gotta try to make a change to your body. Created just fine. Embrace the way you're designed. From your head up to your thighs, natural beauty defined. And it's all mine. Confidence way up, and getting through this life just makes me tough. And even when I thought I had enough, the power of resilience takes over. I get what I want, knowing I am the creation, connection, attraction, reflection of the sun. Especially cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody. Especially cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody. Hey yo queen, I'm living on my dreams though. Feel free to tend to the hottest single. Those queens are only in my circle. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Dope queen. Yeah, you a dope queen. She a dope queen. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Black child, listen to the rhymes, poison. Are you absorbent? You gotta clean your mind up, and we gon' need to line up. Somebody take the lead, stand up. Gotta lift your head up, ladies. Gotta lift your man up. And who you gonna lean with? I came to bless your mind this evening. So tell me who you gonna challenge for knowledge, so I can watch you fly, black boy, fly, black girl, fly, black girl, fly, black man, how long you gonna leave the woman stranded alone to raise the babies? You used to work hard for the ladies, and press the goddess, you can't do without it. Show us respect till you give our best. so we can go on and on. We see our family get stronger, stronger. Family is our power, together we will reign. Reprogram our mind and make our people do the same. Unify or die to die is not an option, but I die for my people so I can watch you. Black boy, boy fly, fly, black girl, girl fly, fly, black girl, girl fly, fly, black boy, boy fly. Boy fly, girl fly. You gon' fly, you gon' fly, we gon' fly. You gon' fly, you gon' fly, we gon' fly. Unify. Black, black boy, black, black girl, black people fly.
I need a revolutionary girl, living in a revolutionary world. My queen is Zinga, my queen Omega, yeah, my Asada, she make me holla. I need a revolutionary girl, living in a revolutionary world. My queen is Zinga, my queen Omega, yeah, my Asada, she make me holla. Juice and veggies in the morning, give me stamina when we performing. Let me make love to your mental. Burn a little oil, it's essential. You can burn the herbs when I'm sick. I can build a nation with your hips. You's a strong woman, love your fam. Never sell your body for the man. You ain't gotta pose in the nude. You're fully covered up, I'm still glow. I can see the thing from behind, but the most important part, that's your mind. I need a revolutionary girl, living in a revolutionary world. My queen is Zinga, my queen Omega, yeah, my Asada, she make me holla. I need a revolutionary girl, living in a revolutionary world. My queen is Zinga, my queen Omega, yeah, my Asada, she make me holla. Burn a little frankincense and myrrh. Let me rub my fingers through your hair. I love it when you scream black power. Let me rub your feet for like an hour. I love it how you like to build wealth for your fan with the knowledge of yourself. I love how you concerned with your health. It's only plant-based foods up on the shelf. Falafel with the kale, get me full. Plus you smelling like essential oils. Kinky hair, you my empress. Nappy little melanated princess. I need a revolutionary girl, living in a revolutionary world. My queen is Zinga, my queen Omega, yeah, my Asada, she make me holla. I need a revolutionary girl, living in a revolutionary world. My queen is Zinga, my queen Omega, yeah, my Asada, she make me holla. Be my queen and singer, Nefertiti, Fanny Lou Hamer. Speak like a cider, put them bleeps all up in danger. Come be my queen, red, black, and green, reppin' that team, girl. Banging the beats, clutching your fists, all in the stream, world. Kente scarf, wrapping your head, over your dread. She hit the brain, she ain't ashamed, bringing that pain. I can explain, know what the feeling. I'm hitting the ceiling, she looking at million, her body appealing. She give me the healing I need. She give me the healing I need. Indeed, lay you on a Kente, let's go all in. Let's talk about the culture, let's go all in. Amos Wilson, Dr. Pookrum, let's go all in. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, let's go all in. Among men, rhymes messianic, blood dripping from my pen. Child of the sun, souls in the mist, channel spirits with my drum. Sangoma in the forest, healing in the wings of the great god Horus. Spear in the shield, kneel to the great souls praying on the hills. My cloak made of sheep, my words ship nerves two together when I speak. I'm Malcolm X on a beat when I teach, raise the dead from the sleep, walk with me. Healing crystals in my ring, coronated by the people, crown king. Who am I? The Alpha and Omega, my name in the book of life scribbled in a ledger. Zulu, Lord of love, king of kings, ruler over everything. Shaka Zulu. Cuzzy, I'm a cuzzy, soldiers for the line, yellow huru. Black face, black stab, black mask, spook to your rugu. Shaka Zulu. Bum 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 bum. My heart is on the scales of my eye. Hope the feather don't rise, curse amen. My throne in the middle of the sky, dwelling flesh, I'm disguised, god damn it. Commander Jin with my tiger's eye, never die, kiss me in the whirlwind carving. Cause I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy, bang Bob Marley. I walk with the lion, standing tall on Mount Zion, sick 'em. Watch stars like the Dogon, Malay swore cheap on my Hogan, yes. Poke holes in your voodoo doll, jungle man known as a Zulu child, dig it? Crickets and simmer, smoke covering my hut with a blur. Shaka Zulu. Lord of love, king of kings, ruler over everything. Shaka Zulu. Cuzzy, I'm a cuzzy, soldiers for the line, yellow huru. Black face, black stab, black mask, spook to your rugu. Shaka Zulu. Bum 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 bum. Boom, 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 boom.
Knowledge bomb. What's the science, baby?
Peace and Black Power family, welcome to another episode of Knowledge Born with the Science After Midnight Edition. And we're here on a glorious occasion, the birthday of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Peace and blessings be upon him. 133 Born Day celebration here. So in that vein, we're just going to commemorate this divine mind and this divine team that rode with him. And we got some stuff planned later on today, so we just setting it off in this particular epicenter, coming off this fantastic 3-day conference, global conference. 100 years in the world went amazing, amazing, amazing. So without any further ado, before I do that, let me do the administrative stuff. I'm about to get excited for no reason. Uh, Subscribe to our channel here, www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio. That's DOTHAKNOWLEDGERADIO. Check us out at our hub site, our e-commerce site for our merchandise and other aspects of our show. www.dothenowledgeradio.com. Looking to follow the show on Twitter at Knowledge115 on Twitter and on Instagram at Knowledge1Alive357 on Instagram. If you're looking to be a guest on the show, or if you're looking to start your own series here on the show, you can do so by sending me an email through knowledgeradio@gmail.com. If you are watching via YouTube and you want to make a donation to the show or to our community outreach, you can do so by hitting the super chat. Or if not, you can make a donation, cash app, $ knowledge one alive, or paypal.me/do knowledge radio. Also check out our services and that we offer, www.dtgempoweryou.com. So let me bring on our warrior sister, the reason for the season here, and let's see who she is today. Okay. Sass, aka Psalms 23. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, Shalom.
Shalom. Please. Let him ask for the AK-47. Please. We vanquishing today? Is this what that is right there? Psalm 23.
No, I was picking with you. Oh, oh boy. Yeah, that whole what was it? How many hour and a half debate? Yeah,
About what?
about which song was better.
Oh, we didn't debate. You won.
That that was a debate.
It was interesting. There was two people who really are insignificant in our lives. They both could die twice,
Right.
and they should be beheaded.
Uh,
But it was
yeah,
just
both in violation. Yeah.
both in violation. Death to them and all of their offspring.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah, rolling with Psalms 23 though. Vanquishing. So how you feeling?
I'm cool. You?
Cool.
Cool.
I'm ice cold. You cool? I'm ice cold. Okay.
I just wanted to say one thing,
What's that?
that if it wasn't for the Bible, there would be no Marcus Garvey.
That's what you calling?
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I wouldn't say nothing else. That's all I wanted to say.
That's you starting off like that, like off the rip.
That no, hey, I just wanted to put that out there. You know, it's, and that's the truth, Ruth.
Oh,
Ruth, yeah.
that's the truth, Boaz. Ruth.
so, so what's the topic? What's the topic?
It's the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's birthday today.
Mm-hmm.
You coming off this whirlwind weekend. You know, you was tuned in. You know, you had some experiences this weekend, I hope.
Yeah,
What did you
yeah.
think of the conference? You know, could you share a couple of highlights with your family?
Highlights.
You know, what was you feeling?
Um. All right. So it was my first what would I call it? African centered type of conference. I hope I got that right. And
Yes, got it right.
it it this one was it wouldn't be my first one. It would be the this won't be the first type of one. Like this one was a different type of one. Even different from the the Israelite type conferences. When we all gets together and stuff, it's this one was different. This one was straight up military, if you will. It's usually these things are straight up spiritual, spiritual basically. This one had a lot to do with nation building. Um and I'll give that credit, and that I'm very much into nation building. If anybody's ever heard me speak or any panels, probably not because I'm usually on Israelite panels or whatever. And I am on some panels of people who call themselves Pan Africanists, but they're not speaking the same language as the people in this particular conference. So, so yeah, and this is the type of information I try to push, but it just doesn't fly. But apparently, in this one, it flew. So, it gives me hope. So that's what I got out of this weekend. Hope, like for real, because you get a whole bunch of people that say, yeah, this can be done. Um, Baba Baruti said, I don't really know what it's going to take to move people. Um, he said, usually when people are out there, when they get low, they have to be at he said his mother said that they would have to be in a very low place in order to actually have a reaction. But should we have to start that low though? And I agree with him completely. Like I feel like it's pretty low now. I mean, how much lower do we need to? I mean, at that point, what is it? What does it look like? Um, so yeah, like he didn't have an answer for it. I don't even have an answer for it. As far as I'm concerned, it's even pushing out this idea to get people to you know, accept it or to even speak about it or even try to get them to say, yeah, possibly it's like damn near impossible. So, but it's good to know that people, um, that there are, so-called black people and Africans, and I'm not, and let me tell you something about these Africans here, these black people. We all dealing at different things, but we all have something in common, the goal, of the nation, right? So I know a lot of people are not open to that. I know a lot of Israelites are not open to that. It's like if you don't, you know, do it our way, we're not going to do it at all. But this particular group of people and the people who are tuned into it, um, all understood what the issue was and how to resolve it. And and that just makes me feel so good inside. Um, I think that maybe I was like the only Israelite, and I say that as nation, um, but at the end of the day, like we're all like black people, so with a common problem, we have to kind of put that to the side, but yeah, I totally understand what we need to do. I don't know why. I think I know why, but I don't even want to go there. But anyway, it gives you hope, and it actually gives. They were giving a lot of ideas, like working ideas on how to on ways in which we can start, and it reminds me of it's kind of like going the separatist route. Um, starting off, you know, um, and in the different areas like what education and what was it, education, strategy, the planning, the organization. Um, it went into different types of spirituality as well. Um, the arts was shown. The political view was shown. Um, I'm trying to remember everybody. Um, what else? I mean, it was so much information. In some parts I did take notes. Um, and oh, the references to the books. I mean, it was like countless references that you can look into. And this is and to be honest, this is what I was looking for, because when I speak to people, people Pan Africanists, they can't give you a damn book like to read. They can't tell you anything off the top of the dome. I'm like, excuse me, like, can you tell me something about African spirituality, since it's the best, since it's better than Israel, since it's better than the Torah? Please tell me. And I could never get anything out of them. But in this conference, I got so much information and found out that it matches mine. So that's it. Before I go on a rant and off on a tangent, I'm going to stop right here.
Go
What
on
you
the
think about
rant
my
and the
response?
tangent.
Huh?
Go on the rant and the tangent. Okay, that's what it's here for.
But then again, I was listening to scholars. I was actually listening to African centered black people who are scholars.
So
Okay.
they do exist.
Yes, they exist. The lineup was impeccable.
So
Um,
then that would mean that the people that you came in contact with were not scholars, since you met scholars
nah,
today.
nah, they were not scholars. Nah,
So then you met
debating
some
what? Like,
some
what?
enthusiastics, some enthusiasts.
Yeah, it's got
They're
or
not they're
it's
not zealots. They're not zealots or anything like that. Some enthusiasts.
nah. They
No,
don't
no.
live the life.
What did
Nah,
Blake call them? Some familiars.
familiars.
Yeah.
Yes, and uh, and Big Brother Almighty called them pretenders. Yeah. No
Pretenders.
information was coming out of. I'm telling you what I've look. I recognize some faces from the Conscious K community today. I'm like, wow, they know this information. How come they don't teach it? In the audience, right? Yeah, I was like, okay, interesting. Because they're not about it. They're not about that life. They just want to uh get online and tell you how bad what it is that you believe in is bad. And I've been asking for this information for like a couple years now. Like, okay, when y'all gonna start teaching us about African spirituality? Since what I believe in is a piece of crap, please tell me something about what you're talking about. Nothing. Crickets. All it is banging on what I believe in. You know, and I'm glad to know that there is information out there. You know, I already knew the information was out there. It's just nice to know that there's actual black people, in America and around the world, because there were scholars from other countries, and they were translating in their language.
Mm.
Okay, so that was like, I was like, okay, this is nice, and because I know Africans, but they don't know their history. They don't know anything either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to be educated, and they're from the continent.
I
And
know, I know Africans, but they don't know anything.
right, they don't. And this is and I think it was Mama Baruti. I think it was Mama Ya Baruti who said that there is even people on the continent that don't know that. She said that in her presentation. And I said she's absolutely correct. She's absolutely correct. So so yeah, I was very enlightened, you know. Did it change my outlook on what I believe and what I do? No, because it's the same thing. And I'm gonna keep saying that. It's the same thing. Whatever you tell me, I can show it to you in what I believe in. And but then people who believe in what I believe in, well, a lot of people will say, "Oh no, no, it's different." You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to be associated with Ham. They don't want to be associated with Africa. When Israel came out of Egypt, people like the Suez Canal, is man made. I mean, come on, y'all need to cut it out. It tells you in the scriptures that if you are sacrificing your children, okay, and being odd and being stupid and doing
Wicked said
evil
we missed his
things,
birthday.
right? Huh?
Wicked said we missed his
Oh
birthday.
my gosh! Happy birthday, Wicked! I haven't talked to you in a long time, but shalom. Happy birthday.
He
You
said, "What's
know,
good?" He's- It's been a minute. What's good? That's what he said.
yeah, it's
He said he tried to write it, but it said he meant to say, "What's good?" So I'm
he
gonna
tried to
translate
write.
because that's our language right there. Okay, that's our language. I'm gonna translate it. What's good?
No, listen. Listen. It says that if, and this could be anybody. It could be your next door neighbor over there sacrificing children. You need to go deal with it. You know what I'm saying? This is a moral issue. These are moral issues we're dealing with. Okay, but they try to say, put it on other people. This is what all Africans are doing. This is what all other people are doing. And that's just simply not correct, because you need to go, what I'm saying? You need to be honest with yourself and read, and read, maybe they're not reading right. I don't know. Or they're not or they don't understand the scriptures and just going by what people tell them.
I'm gonna
So,
read this. Put this.
mhm.
I'm gonna read from. I always read from this every single time. The ambush. I'm gonna read that. I have to read that. I have to.
That's
Look
right.
at look at the tactician mind, because we like 4 days away from
That's
it.
right.
This is what happened. The only form of attack employed by the guerrilla forces is the ambush, the surprise attack. This is what it is. See, so on the surface, it looks like nothing is going on. It looks like children at play and all of that. You know, it looks like that until it's not that. Till it comes out of seemingly nowhere, but it was properly planned and executed to a T.
Mhm.
So on the surface, it don't look like it's not supposed to look like anything.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be comfortable, okay? You're supposed to be comfortable. We got your routine down, okay? We got you in a battle rhythm. We got you in a state of comfortability. You're complacent. You're complacent. We watched you. We know your patterns. We watched your family members, the people that's close to you, your associates. We watched you in grave detail. We know when you go to and fro, up and down in the earth. We watch you. So this is a surprise, and it's an ambush, the surprise attack. There must never be any front lines or defending of territory. Never. Like, they read these words, but do they really understand what they mean? Nobody's supposed to know where your base of operations is. You know why? They can destroy it. They can infiltrate it. They can bug it. This is why this is perfect, right? It could go back to static IP and all that other stuff, but this is perfect. This is fleeting. This is fleeting. Nobody's supposed to know where your operations are. We was in the military. When they found out where your COB was or your FOB was, you know what they did? They sent mortar rounds and Chinese rockets to where you sleep at. And you're so lazy and so privileged, you got somebody cleaning up for you, and they're doing pace counts and giving those coordinates back to where they can send bombs to where you are. Foolish. Foolish. There must never be any front lines or defending of territory. People like, yo, this is my hood. It's not a territory for you to defend. You're supposed to be able to go at a moment's notice. The only engagements that are carried out to completion are the ones that we are winning. How we got to be reminded of that? Why did Comrade George have to remind us? Because we find ourselves in bad situations and say we're going to stay there for the long haul. We're here tied to some wicked ass devil bastards. And we find ways to stay here every single day. Who's going to do this Revolutionary Exodus conference? And I told them, I said, get everybody for revolution and let's talk about it. I said, I'll let everybody say everything that they have to say. And after they're done, I will give them 365 reasons to leave America. 365. One reason for every day of the year. And I still have them. 365 reasons to leave the United States. 365 reasons. I went to the college campuses. I did the research. I went to these classes and all of this stuff to get all of this information to compile it together for us to understand what this is and what's most important. Somebody give me 365 reasons to stay. Get together in your powwow groups and come up with a reason for the colored people to stay here. Give me 365 reasons. I got 365 for you to leave America. So again, this point states that the completions are the ones that we are winning. So this overwhelming force and onslaught that goes along to be close to our enemies and eliminate and annihilate them are the only ones that are carried to completion. Whatever they are. After an initial attack, if the enemy regains himself and counterattacks, we disengage. We disengage. It's simple. To await the next opportunity when we can catch him asleep with his women, moving convoys on the toilet. And Look at how vulnerable you are in all of these instances right here. This is where reconnaissance and intel become very, very cool for your objectives. So they counterattack, we disengage. Assad Shakur is in Cuba because of a disengagement, a rearming, a re-strategizing, and an engagement. She's in Cuba because of that. What kind of mind do you have to await this next opportunity to catch him asleep? Now, that could be physically sleep or slipping. Catch your enemy slipping. The way he catch you slipping. The way he catch you slipping. Slipping on a traffic stop. Catch you slipping outside playing with a toy gun. Catch you slipping coming from the store. Catch you slipping going to school. On your way to work. On the way home from work. When you're not in the right state of mind, you're not in the state of mental alertness or awareness, catch you slipping and take you out. With his women. Or his men, because you know we're dealing with them. His men or his women. Or his children, because they're bastards like that. This is where you can wait to catch them. Moving in convoys. On the toilet. Take some science to deal with that. We don't punks running around. Close proximity. Up close and personal. Is your freedom worth that? Is your liberation worth that? Is your future generation worth that? The ambush. My little sample. Let me see what else I got over here. What else I got to read in this thing right here? We read this. Read this. In Yasa 7. The calendar Revolutionary Daily Thoughts by our Jingle Living Ancestor, Dr. Robin Wiley Cable Monica Rudy. You have something to say before I read this?
The second volume is coming out soon, he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The truth. They left the truth for last. The truth. He went out with a bang.
That's how you close the show.
Yeah.
That's how you close the whirlwind.
Yep.
And then we did an after party over here. And I did a show today with Renee Black talking about ADOS and reparations and revolution. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we read August 17th. A healer needs to see beyond the present and tomorrow. He needs to see years and decades ahead because healers work for results so firm it may not be wholly visible till centuries have flowed into millennia. And that's how you keep our mind. Let's get into Robert explanation. We try to pretend that this culture is progressing toward a new, sympathetic, peaceful, finally human age, a new humanity. Blindly forgetful of today and yesterday. We put all of our energy into acting as if this insanity is sanity. Having bought the European lie of social evolutionism, we see Western society as having arrived from a callous, violent, inflexible barbarism to an enlightened, reformed civilization. They have somehow learned to be human. We try to pretend this sickness is normal and is the best we have ever been or can hope to be at this point in our evolution. We try to convince ourselves that the situation is somehow normal, somehow not so ugly and devastatingly dehumanizing. And not quite normal. It is steadily through often imperceptibly for the jaundiced eye moving toward normalcy. Some have thought to create an independent reality outside of this pale, dying matrix, but most sought to reform it into a more egalitarian state without modifying its heart. The latter have done much to superficially move us forward toward the murderous white desert. These are not our healers. They are the champions of our destroyers. For anything moving us in this direction is against us. The affirmation states, I see beyond the present and tomorrow. I see beyond the present and tomorrow. Beyond the present and tomorrow. That's the way to start a garbage day right there. That's how you start off a garbage day. You had the visionary mind of a man who gave his life to open the way for the whirlwind to take place. 100 years of the red, the black, and the green. 100 years of solidarity. 100 years of an orientation towards an African future. Very real in that approach. Very real in that approach. So a visionary and one who has sight is not in the same category. Not in the same category. So we should not allow the company of those who are nearsighted in regards to the liberty of the enemies who seek to prevent us from reaching that goal, both foreign and domestic, both internal and external. So we should have blood in our eyes for the detractors, for the interlopers, for the infiltrators, for the traitors and those treacherous ones amongst us who seek to impede our path to liberation and the destruction of our enemies. All of them.
Oh my gosh. That youngest one. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my god. All right. Back to business. Um okay, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Thank you very much. Trying to remember. It's gone. I can't get it back. It's
Yeah, it's
gone.
over with. It's over
It's
with.
gone.
It's all good.
Oh my gosh. Anywho, um, what else?
You said what else? You was about to say something or no?
No, well, I'm trying to remember, and I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say something, and then I forgot, and now I'm like a loss. I'm at a loss for words now because now I can't remember what I was going to say.
Me either.
Mm,
I can't remember what you was gonna say either. My bad.
I know. I know.
Supposed to
Quite
know.
impossible. Quite impossible.
Supposed to know.
The conversation that we had yesterday came up today in someone else's conversation. I was like, oh my gosh, I just had this conversation yesterday.
Hmm.
Interesting. You know?
What, which conversation did we have yesterday? I don't even remember.
Um, um, the feminine energy and the presence in the in the good book.
Oh,
Yeah, it just like I had nothing to do with that discussion, but I went in. I'm like, oh, okay. I just had this conversation yesterday. Interesting. It's weird how that works. So maybe it was something that needed to be said because it came out again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very treacherous and very traitorous, very treasonous in regards to the African woman.
Yeah.
Betrayal,
Mhm.
denial, misrepresentation, distortion. And you got cowards amongst us who go along. This is a part of their legacy, being an advocate for our enemies to destroy our women, to exploit our women, to misrepresent them. Even to go to the depths and lengths. Look at how disgusting it is. Like people don't even understand. Like they don't even look at it. They hate African women, black women so much. They jealous so much. They envious so much that they think that they can go get some surgery and be a better black woman than a black woman. This is where it is right here.
Well, mother of all living. I mean, look, that's why some of these brothers is mad. I mean, come on, if somebody dropped that on you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's no light thing. You know what I mean? Like after the
Shouldn't that be
curses,
a motivation for protection? Like,
nah,
shouldn't
after
that
the
be a
sin, but
motivation for protection, for proper cultivation, for proper elevation? Like, shouldn't that be like a reason to train, to defend, to provide, to support? Like,
nah, because the hate come out of that whole situation right there. I mean,
don't
um,
you know that when you're on the top, that people come for you?
yeah,
Yeah, you on the top, people come for you, like they come for you. So instead
right.
of you standing on your post, preparing for the people to come, knowing that they got an uphill battle to come up there, you trying to chop down the uphill battle to make it less, forgetting that they're coming for all of us and not just for our sisters or our children. They're coming for all of us. Like, how disillusioned do you have to be? How far in your guilt and your betrayal? What have you been promised that would make you commit this sort of treason?
Not even no
There's,
promise. They've been
I mean,
hoodwinked.
there's cases, you know, there's cases. Um, when Delilah went for Samson, she was sent to him. She got paid. She got paid, and this is an outsider working for the benefit of her nation. What are you working for mentacidally and fratricidally when you're for the destruction and annihilation of your entire existence? That's what it is, though. Eating yourself, devouring yourself. I used to say what backbiting was as a physical representation. In order for you to backbite, you would have to break your own neck. You have to turn your head in 180 degrees to bite your back, or to bite the back of your brother or your sister. You're breaking your own neck. You're killing your own self. So just a visual to go along with the understanding of what you're doing when you're against your own. When you're against the own source that carried you in gestation, that could have lost her life to bring you into existence. So many have. So when they go back and they be like, oh, our ancestors died for the right to vote, your ancestors died creating you also. I was talking about the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey earlier before the stream, and I see everybody, and I will see everybody today and throughout this weekend. You know, the weekend that passed and the week that's coming, and everybody will be a Garveyite. I didn't see any Garveyites in June. I didn't see him June 10th. I saw them on June 19th, though. I didn't see him on June 10th. I didn't see him on his transition day. I see him today, though. They weren't there on June 10th as he transitioned from the physical realm after being betrayed, after being set up, after his reputation was tarnished, after he was removed from the physical sight of all that he had built. Him and that dynamic team that was together, that was responsible for repatriation in that particular element, betrayed and dishonored away from his family and his loved ones. For people who won't honor him today. That's a hard pill to swallow. You know, we talk about it, Sass. You know, I asked that question: is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is Mumia, in tears every day? Is he in tears every day? Is Asada in tears every day? Where she is? Was it worth it to give up everything that you know and love for people not even to know your name? Not even know your name. That's hell on earth. Dr. Matula Shakur. Was it worth it? And this is what we have to know. This is what we have to know and understand about this walk. This is a warrior's walk. This ain't a walk for everybody. A coward dies 1,000 deaths, a soldier but one. And there's a distinction between the warrior and the soldier, and that's another subject. But is it worth it? So just contemplate that. When you use words like freedom fighter, when you use words like revolutionary, when you use words like warrior, when you use words like war, and then that shit shows up on your doorstep. It shows up to your children. It shows up to your loved ones. As we read and as we know, those who fight, there are no civilians in war. They don't give a damn about you or anything or anyone that comes from you. They're there to destroy it. What Blade told that sister? You always say it. What Blade told that sister?
Gotta learn how to pull a trigger.
Oh. Mm.
They They did that sin in the Garden of Eden, and after all was said and done, the Most High said that you'll get the birthing pains and stuff, and but you're the mother of all living, and Adam was told curses the ground. He gonna have to work that ground. So yeah, maybe that's where the hate coming from. Eve was blessed, okay. Even though she had to show desire to her man, yeah. I mean, that's we're very loyal. Us black women, yeah, we're very very loyal. People say that's a bad thing, especially when our own is disloyal to us. But that's in our nature from the beginning. So, but we have to also know that we're blessed. And as so much as black women say, well, you can't have a baby without a man, and yeah, but try keeping the baby alive after it's born. I would love to see you do it, sir. Just saying. So you have to get credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where the protection come in. But black women obviously have to take care of the baby and protect themselves all at the same time. And with that type of training, you become uh, self sufficient and reliant. And guess what? You don't need nobody else. Why? Because you've done it. You've done it all. You learn that you can take care of yourself. I mean, uh, it's a natural thing, right? So you can't get mad when women who have been abandoned say, "I can do it all on my own." It's not her fault. When you're abandoned and um, you're alone, you adapt. It's called survival. It's kind of like it's hard to, the body tries very hard to keep itself alive. The brain does that for the person. It goes into survival mode. So once someone goes through that and they learn that they can function all on their own, um, it's hard to tell them something. So that's where this whole submission thing comes into play now. Now you want um, women to, black women to be submissive like that, but they've been left alone for so long. They really don't need you like that. And yeah, I'm going to blame the black man for that. That's your fault. You let that get out of hand. So I don't know what to tell them. I really don't. It used to be that once, a couple were together, they were together regardless. Like they were just always together. Whether it was good or bad, it was, they just never left. They never left each other. They always kept it together. But, as time goes on, people learn how to, especially women learn how, in the black community learn how to go at it alone. I mean, it sounds harsh and everything, but can you imagine what we go through? So, what are your thoughts on that?
You know my thoughts. That's funny. You'd be like, what are your thoughts? And you know them.
Yeah, what are your
What's your thoughts? You know them.
thoughts?
But you know
Because
them though.
but like if I, in the conversation, Can we get like a show without any like issue? Like just for once. Oh my
No.
god. No, it'll never
Got
happen, right? It'll never happen. It was getting good too because I brought the heat. I brought the pain there for for many. You know what I'm saying? So,
what heat did you bring?
I brought I what I said.
About what?
Oh my god. Okay, I will repeat that because I remember that.
Of course you
Okay.
do.
That I will remember that. You know what I mean? It's
uh,
bring started from Genesis because I can go all the way back and explain it from there. Okay.
I'm
I was
saying,
basically
yeah.
saying that, black
Remember
men be
that.
hating.
Remember that next time you talking about. Oh, I don't
Black men be
remember.
hating.
My memory
They,
is
they,
bad. Yeah.
they've been hating
Okay.
since Genesis chapter 3. Okay. So
Black men been hating since then.
some black men been hating since way back then. I'm telling you. After they sinned, they ate the apple. I'm just going by the story, how it's told. After they ate the apple, Most High God said, "You're gonna get some labor pains and stuff, but you are the mother of all living." Like, booyah, right? And and the Most High told Adam, "Curse is the ground. You're gonna have to till that ground. You're gonna have to work hard to get that food growing. You're gonna go through it." He told Eve, your desires to your husband, so the loyalty is there, and that's one of the things that black women do have. Um, Most loyal on the planet, right? Everybody knows this on the earth. I won't say planet, but earth. Um, and people say that's a weakness that black women have. It's not. What it does is it keeps us in existence. That's what it does because we carry the baby. So when I bring this out and I say these things or whatever, I don't look for people to tell me, "Oh, you're right, Josh." No, 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 no. This is my logic working here, getting wisdom out of the story. That's what I do. So, I get, people that say, well, it's you can't have a baby without a man, and yeah, I know that, but then I'll come back and say, well, you grow the baby, and then after it's born, you keep it alive. I want to see you do it. So while all of that is going on, while she's pregnant, because pregnancy is a thing, it is. It can be really tough for some people. Um, it could be easy the first time, then it's worse the second time, and it gets easier as you go. Sometimes it gets worse depending on your age. It gets, and sometimes you have to be on bed rest and all this stuff. You have to have someone take care of you, right? So that'll be your husband, right? The protector, to bring you things, to comfort you, to do all these things and everything. But if you don't have that, and a woman has to go at it alone, she gets stronger. And then she gains that experience, learning that she can do anything on her own, and she don't need nobody to help her do anything. She can take care of her kids, she can work, she can go to school, she can do all these things. And if she do come into contact with a man, she was, and if he not producing on her level, what she need him there for? So then that's where all the mouth comes from, and the attitude that they complain about.
The mouth.
And then they find an excuse to go run to the cave beast,
That's the excuse right there.
who
That's
never
it.
had to go through nothing. That's why she's so nice. Yeah. Okay. So when people get to talking like that, I don't even care. Like, like I don't even care because I know where all that come from. That hate started back when Eve was told she's the mother of all living. That woman was praised
Is that
after
right?
she sinned. Yes, after she sinned. She was called all living. That's a blessing. Black woman is blessed. Therefore, the black man is blessed. If there was no loyalty to the black man, there would be no us. It's about survival. He was sending them out into the wilderness. He sent them out of the garden where they were protected out into the wilderness. I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking to that. That right there, that's fine. I just gave it to the world. That's in my book. But listen, it's in my book. But I just gave it to the world just now. Nobody has ever broken it down like that. Nobody. Have you heard that before?
Heard what?
My breakdown. This breakdown I just gave you. I just
That's your
blessed you
breakdown.
with. Yes. It's mine. You've never heard that before. Thank you. And it make a lot of sense. It makes sense. It is what it is. Can't nobody tell me I'm wrong. Okay? Can't nobody tell me wrong from the beginning.
From the beginning.
And this is why I tell black women, read and study for yourself. There's going to be times when you need to empower yourself. Because there's going to be people who don't do it. There's going to be people around you who are not going to do it. You have to do it for yourself. The Most High gave us the ability to do that. Okay? So there it is. So that's right there. It's in the book. So I just dropped a jewel on you.
What page is it on in the book?
I don't have I got parts to my book. It's in the book. It's yeah. I write here and there, like every day I'll do different, depending on what I feel like writing on, I'll write it, but that is written already. So that's in my book. So when a book comes out, it's in my book.
You don't need page numbers. I just want you to know that.
I do need. Excuse me, my book will have.
You don't need.
Don't say that.
You don't need page numbers. You don't need referencing.
Are you throwing shade at somebody who didn't put no page numbers? I know who you're talking about.
I don't give a damn about none of those people. I'm just telling you that you don't need any page numbers.
I need no. It's gonna be.
You don't have. You don't have to. It's gonna be what?
I'm a scholar. What are you talking about? I'm gonna have page numbers. I'm gonna have my.
So it makes you a scholar because you got page numbers.
Yes, a professionally set up book. Yes. Page number, references.
You don't need references. References for what?
Yeah, references. Yeah. Because
if you don't do any research, look. If you don't do any research, you don't reference.
No, I do research.
You can just name drop. I'm just look. Well, my friend Santa Claus, he told me that he brings gifts every year. So you don't know. You don't know better than Santa Claus. Okay, like
no, it's other people's wisdom.
No, it's Santa Claus. Okay, Santa Claus brings gifts every year, and he told me about it. So you are nothing in compared to Santa Claus. That's how people use that anecdotal evidence right there in front of you. You're going to tell me that you know better than Santa Claus? Santa Claus is not real? Okay. You can track Santa Claus on the internet. You know that, right?
I understand what you're saying, but if people want to go into more depth,
you can track Santa Claus. No. All you have to do is believe in Santa Claus, okay?
Oh my God, why are we talking about Santa Claus?
Because it's the same. And you was telling us yesterday about books.
No, on the topic.
Don't be getting brand new. It's like, those books is written by men. Okay, they in books, and people lie in books.
You need to know how to pull out the wisdom. Yes.
The wisdom comes from you, not from the book.
Yeah, you use the stories. You read the stories and you pull out the wisdom, the lesson that you learn from the story. Yes.
You are the lesson and the story.
But on topics,
the book means nothing.
But on topics, no, I didn't say the book means nothing. I said people write it in their own perspective. Yeah, they write it in their own perspective, but you need to learn how to decode You have to also know
Decode. Oh,
literary
okay.
history. You also need to know literary
Oh.
history because the way people write and during the time periods,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you have to get an understanding of what people were actually saying because words change. The meanings of words change. The
Do
spellings of
they?
words change. Yeah. In English, yeah.
In
Yeah.
English.
In English, yeah. So if you
Yeah.
speak English and only language you speak is English and you're reading
Some
books,
English words. Yeah.
yeah, from way back, you need to actually know what you're talking about when you're reading something because something that was written way back in the 1200s, 1300s may not mean the same thing today. So, just saying. So when you do your research, know what you're reading. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, when people write books, you need to know. You need to
People are
study. You need
reading
to know time
and
period when it was written.
writing books,
That's why they.
and they
That's why
want
they
you to
say edit it. Like
research
when people
those
edit the books,
books by reading other books.
well, that's why you have so many edited copies. That people say, "Oh, this is the original," and then it's constantly edited. Why? Because meanings change. Things change. They go, "Oh, well, the book said back in the 1200 it said this, but now it says this." You have to know why it changed.
An African proverb doesn't have to change. It's
No, it
spoken
doesn't.
for
But it's
all
written in
time.
a different language.
It's spoken for all time.
Listen, but I feel like look when you translate out of one language, you trying to translate a language into English. It's not the essence isn't there.
That's right.
It's not there. So you think you getting some good information when it's only half of it, maybe 25%.
You just said
You're only getting a
you
third
just
of the
said
information.
that you're supposed to get the wisdom out of it. What are you talking about?
Right. So whatever you read. So when I read Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3,
Mm-hmm.
somebody may not get the same thing out of it
When you read Genesis 1,
as I
they're
did.
talking they're talking about some people, the creators. Then you read Genesis 2, then you're talking about what was made, some experiment. It's not the same people. Some experiment that they were in charge over, and that experiment did exactly what they were supposed to do. Then they had to get rid of them. They're not the same
Experiment.
people.
See
Experiment.
how you got something different than me? See?
I mean, that's perfect. I mean, we got the same thing. It's an experiment. Let us make man.
We
That's an
do agree.
experiment. Yeah, let us make man is an experiment gone wrong.
Well, that's in
Just
chapter
like
1. That's in
the
chapter
Lord
1.
repented for what he had made,
Repented.
had made.
Repented.
Yeah,
The Most High
had
had
made.
repented.
No,
And
not the Most
repented mean
High.
what?
You know who the Lord is. That's not the Most High. They didn't say the Most High
Right.
repented for what He
Right.
had made.
Okay.
The
Okay. All right. You want to
Lord
play those
repented for
games.
what. I'm not playing games. I'm telling you that the speaking to instances where experiments failed. So the person that was responsible for the failed experiment had to
All
come
right.
take care of it. Okay.
That word there is L. It's not Yod Hey Wahe.
That the Lord,
L.
the Lord,
Yeah, in English it says Lord, but L.
Lord is El.
Yes, and in that part that you're reading from, that's L.
So the Most High repented for what He had made, or for what
L
he or she
repented.
had made.
I
El
don't like that word
repented.
repented.
That's
I don't like that
that's
word
not
repented.
possible. That's not
It's not the
possible.
right. It's not the right word.
Right? So this Lord that was there couldn't have been
L.
the Most High. Yeah, it couldn't have been El. It had to be something else.
Hmm. I'm not touching that.
Okay.
I have reasons why I'm not touching. Let me tell you why I'm not going to. I'm not like that. I'm
You
gonna
don't
tell
have
you
to.
why.
You don't,
Because
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to tell me.
why I don't have to tell you.
You just said you're not gonna touch that thing. You don't have to tell me.
No,
That's
I said
fine.
I'm not. No, I said I'm not gonna touch it. But then I said no. But let me just tell you.
What had happened? Tell me what had happened.
Because what we're dealing with essentially is in the book of Genesis, especially in what chapters 1 through 5, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with three different entities.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if people don't understand what I'm saying when I say that, um, you're dealing with the creators. I'm explaining this in English. So no, I'm not blaspheming. If any Israelites are listening, I'm not blaspheming. I'm just telling it in English
The hell with them
because
if they listening.
we no, I'm saying we speak English, right?
Okay.
So we're dealing with the creators,
Mm-hmm.
then one of the creators,
Mm-hmm.
and then a god that falls under them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're dealing with.
That make perfect sense. That make perfect
Yes.
sense to an African. I mean,
Okay.
this is
Okay.
why
Okay.
you get the benefit from that. Like you understand
There you
like that.
go.
It's not like you're gonna
There you
say
go.
something where I'm like, oh wow, I can't believe you just said the creators and
No,
the three
no,
creators
I don't know.
and then you
Right.
said a
I
God
don't.
under them. Like, oh my goodness.
I don't expect you to be moved by any of this. Not you.
What do you
I
like? What do you
expect.
mean?
I.
What are you trying to say?
Oh my God, Sass, you a blasphemy. Did you hear what Sass said? I heard you on a panel when you said, you know.
This is how family
Oh my
works.
God, the Most High is alone. The Most High is alone.
You
You know,
give
there's only one. He's
your
one. He's one.
child a task. You're responsible for this. This is how families work. This is your responsibility. This is your job. This is your profession. In the family, everybody has a job. Just like every part of your body has a function. Every organ, every cell, every vein, every artery, all of it has functionality. So when they explain it like an African, it's like family. It's a family system, and it's families institute systems. Otherwise, they wouldn't be like, oh, I did too much over here, or I didn't do enough. You know, the emphasis of walking in the garden in the cool of the day. Like, all right, that means that you're going to go survey, check out what you're responsible for. You're a foot soldier out there walking your territory, and you see something crazy. Like all of these things come together when you're in a family and you're responsible for it. Like, oh snap, yo, where your brother at? Where your brother at, yo? No. What you hiding for? Oh, all of that. All of these things come from family, and this is what you was given charge over. Ancestrally, there's a realm where we exist, and we say, yo, I can handle that. All right, take your head and go. And then you get here and you come through that birth canal and you forgot what you're supposed to be here for. This is why you're supposed to come into a family who has a cultural tradition to remind you of what you're here to do and their responsibilities to you. But when you don't know or you forget, stuff's crazy. You got to spend your life looking for your purpose. It ain't supposed to be that. Everybody that comes here has a mission and a purpose, and their family is supposed to be their guides. They have responsibilities to their family and to the ancestral realm that they left to incarnate in this realm. When you look at it from a cultural lens, you see how you fit. So you ain't just here to do whatever you want or be whoever you want or any of that shit. Like you, you got a mission, and you when you mess up that mission, you got to pay for it. That's how I know what family look like. And when I'm looking at a family situation, what you is responsible for, and we learn through story. So there's a story that's told to show this or that, and it's a beautiful story. It's a story. Well, I ain't gonna go there. I'll just
Yeah,
leave
but
that.
you
Just
can't
leave
try
that.
to but you can't try to make it literal either.
I mean, a story is a story. It's literal. It's a literal
Right. I mean, some parts
story,
literal, some are not. We know that, right?
right?
We do know
Hmm.
this. They mix that in.
Yeah.
They mix the stories in with the history, and and with the art.
Someone took
I mean,
something
you
ancient.
see that in the Old
Someone
Testament.
took
Hmm.
something ancient and they tried to include themselves in it. Because you're dealing with a bastard animal whose destiny is what? What's their destiny? We was reading Friends for Baba was talking about it. Their insatiable desire to become human. Our
Right.
ancestors wrote about them. They're not human. You understand? So
Right.
now they try to hide themselves in all of these stories. In any of these places where they're mentioned as animals. And not
Right.
the animals where we know them to be. So, when my ancestors was talking about them being monkeys, not regular monkeys. You see what I'm saying? Not even to defile a monkey because a monkey is sacred in cosmologies. The animals are sacred in cosmology. So even when the scripture talks about animals, we know they ain't talking about regular animals. We talking about characteristics and traits of people who
Uh
have gone
oh.
astray. And this is how they behave.
Uh
This is how they behave.
oh.
You
Uh
know?
oh. Shout out to my sister Vanya. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on, let me do that like
That's
I do for
right.
everybody else. We're talking about, but when you're talking to a person who has a culture, you can make that plain.
That's right.
You can
Yes.
make that plain. But when you're talking to people who don't have a culture, they don't have no understanding of that. So you just sound crazy as hell to them.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that science. Their science says that they are animals.
Right.
You don't find it
That's
in
it.
indigenous Africans. You don't find it there. And that's science there. You don't find that in Africa. There's no Neanderthal or troglodyte or whatever you want to call them. Bigfoots coming out of, DNA coming out of Africa. It just don't exist. You find it everywhere else, but you don't find it there. So there's some validity to that animal, you know what I'm saying? That, the characteristics that they use to describe them. But yeah, I mean, if you know monkeys, there's different species of monkey, right? There are aggressive
Mm-hmm.
monkeys. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
it. I've seen it on National Geographic. I'm just saying. I've seen a whole bunch of orangutans all together. And what they do is when they get hungry and there's no food, they plot on one of the monkeys and they go in. I saw it for myself. This is National Geographic when I was little. I said, "Oh my God!" Like I said, monkeys eat other monkeys, but this was a particular type of monkey that did this, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" They killed one of their own to eat. So I mean, when we think of monkeys, we thinking of those little ones, little cute ones, the ones that can actually, do some human things, and we're looking at the nice monkeys, but there's also bad monkeys. And in Africa, they will know it. They know it because it was in Africa where they showed it. So yeah, I mean, putting all that stuff together. I hope I can go find that. I'm gonna go find that. What was shown. I was watching TV when I was little, and I saw that, and I was devastated.
Why
And I
were you
also saw
devastated?
the. I was devastated. I did not
Why?
know monkeys. I didn't know monkeys did that. Like I did not. I'm like I was afraid of monkeys after that.
Monkeys know that they do that.
I look. I didn't know. I wasn't aware. I was little. I didn't know. And I used to watch National Geographic. Okay, National
Yeah,
Geographic is bad. Okay,
that's
that's
a
a bad
mistake.
thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's a mistake.
right. I didn't know that. I did not know that when I was little. So I used to watch it. Let me tell you, this is what I did. And I also learned about rams.
Hmm.
So when I see rams in the scriptures, I'm like, and it talks about people owning all these rams, like thousands of rams, and them being rich. I understand. People call them goat herders. They are nothing, nothing. They're just goat herders, nomadic goat herders, blah blah blah. Have
Right,
you ever seen a ram? Have you ever seen a ram? Anybody who's able to domesticate rams and goats,
right.
you the man. You deserve everything that you have. Because I did my research on goats because I want to own goats, okay? And they're the hardest to train. They do what they want. They escape. They leave. They also violent, okay? Sheep are different, and that's why I tell people, stop calling yourself the lost sheep of Israel. Don't do that. That's an insult. You're insulting yourself when you say that. If you know the behavior of a sheep, if you know what a sheep, sheep, they're dumb. They will walk off of a cliff. They need to be tended to. That's why they need a shepherd. They're very dependent people, right? If you call yourself a sheep, you're a dependent person. You're a person with no mind. You can't think for yourself. You need somebody to give you everything. You're reading the scriptures wrong. So you're right. If you know the animal, you know its behavior. It's describing the behavior of people. I agree with that. But some people don't get it. They're like literally reading, they're literally reading when it's symbolism there. There's what do you call that? You said anecdotal, right? So it's
Yep.
reasons why they name certain things, or why they put certain things in the story. You have to read with purpose. That's why I told you when I first when I first got into it and wanted to read about it, it was hard. I couldn't do it. I would read one chapter or something in the Old Testament. I'm like, oh my God, I give up. I can't do this. What does this mean? So yeah, but it's mixed in with a whole lot of things. Everything. I mean, the arts are in there. Um, David's singing all over the place. They said in Hebrew the songs all rhyme. It's like a rap song. I said what? It was like he was the best rapper on the planet. That's what they were saying. David was a rapper. I
He
said
was a
what?
rapper
They said
and a killer.
yeah. They said in Hebrew it rhymed.
Hmm.
That's what they say. They say the song. They said all the psalms in there David wrote. It all rhyme. It's like a rap song. I said, oh my God. Okay, so I went through there and I was like, yeah, it's true. So if you know how to read the words, pronounce the words, yeah. Now what they
He was
mean, Hebrew's a
he was
hard
spitting
language, huh?
bars. He had bars.
Yes, he was. It's not about bars in Psalms. It's nothing but bars in there. That's a fact. Yes. So Psalm
Uh,
23 is a rap song.
bars.
So, so in there, of course, the songs of Solomon. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
He was spitting
Um,
game. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you also have like the Book of Lamentations where Jeremiah was crying and he was mourning. Some people don't know how to mourn correctly. Read that.
Read that.
You think your life is bad? Read that. You think that what you're going through is that bad? Read that. Right? Um, Book of Numbers shows you how to. It gives you some information on how to build a military. Right? Yeah. So I mean, I you could point. I point out. You could point out things in there. I try to help you with, whatever you need help with. I mean, people need to, like, when I first started reading that, I didn't know that that's what it was saying. So you have to be careful when you get around people who are so-called teaching you anything. You have to take it as a grain of salt and do the research yourself. Read with purpose and try to get different perspectives. That's what I did. Like, I went through a bunch of people before I got to my teacher, like, just to get the different perspectives and see what people like. How do you see it? Or, you know what I'm saying? Just watch a lot of people when they talk and like listen to and see what they're saying and see if it makes sense. And um and yeah, so I get I
Oh
get
no.
questions all the time, especially on Facebook. A lot of women come up and they go like, "Well, I need help. Like, I need how do I read the scriptures?" They'll ask the question. It's hard to answer. It's kind of like saying like, "How do you lose weight?" That's hard to answer because everybody's different. You have to actually experiment with yourself to find out the best way for you to lose weight and to get in shape. Actually, I mean, I can give guidelines, but that's all I can do for you is give you guidelines. But you're going to need to pay attention to detail and, watch your body and even make notes. And, what I'm saying? Just getting to learn yourself. That's what you have to do with anything that you're learning. Like computer science, like, if you don't know the foundations of that, you can't know it. Coding, you can't know it. Networking, you can't know it. You have to see the big picture in your mind and then figure out and see how it works, how the process goes. It takes time. It takes experience. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. So, what do people say? Oh, well, and just like Mama Ya said, I'm still learning. She said that in her presentation. I'm still learning. She says, I'm this age and I've been doing this for this long and I'm still learning. Right?
Right. I learn from
Right.
Netflix. That's where I
So
get my
it's
information from. If it ain't on Netflix,
it take
it
it
don't
take a
exist.
lifetime. It take a lifetime, okay? Lawyers even stay in the what they call it, Nexus Lexus. They stay in the law libraries. They don't know everything.
They, no, they paralegals stay in the law library. They don't stay in nothing.
Yeah, they go look. Yeah. They send them to do the work, and then they bring it to them to make. And then they look at it and like, okay, well, maybe this will fit. Maybe this will rock in court. Maybe this won't. But I mean, like I'm saying, if it, so that means that's two people. That's manpower. You have to put behind that. So especially when you're dealing with literature, like nobody look. Scholars constantly study, constantly study, and they're constantly learning. I don't like scholars that throw out time periods. I don't like that because they're not being realistic, especially when we're talking about Egypt, because everybody knows. Would you say there was what? It was divided into how many? And then it had then all the dynasties were different. Now, like it was, first dynasty, second. No, it could have been, it was the first dynasty here, but then it was the seventh there. And, it's all interesting. You don't know what is what. And then you have the different types of metanetra. Um, the different, look,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
bring
leave that to the
some.
Egyptologists. I'm going to leave it to
I'm
them.
gonna bring some Metanetta people on here. I'm gonna bring some young people, some children on here, and they're gonna read it for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Can they explain the structure to me, like the different types of metanetra? Because
Well, I'm
that's
sure
what
they
I want
can.
people to hear. Right, because listen, this is not being taught by
But
people
that's
who call
not. That's
themselves
not. But that's
experts
not
in
for
Egypt.
everybody to know. That's not for everybody to know. Some
It's
of this
not that
stuff
they
is
don't know, they're not
sacred.
studying. If I know
No, no.
that,
Are you
yeah, but
listening?
if I
So what I'm saying is, it's not for everybody to know. People just don't just come on and say, okay, I'm gonna teach you this and this and this about my culture. If they live in a culture,
no,
yeah, it's
well,
sacred.
I mean, right. I understand what you're saying, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm
I
saying
I
is
understand
that
what
the
you're saying,
basic
but
knowledge.
what basic knowledge? They got
No, the
books on that
basic.
stuff. You can
No, I'm
you
not.
can read those books. There are people. What I'm telling you is, I can bring people on here and give you that because I know those people. These other chumps that's out here running around that y'all like lumping everybody together with. These fools, these idiots, these buffoons, these people not worthy of their heads that's walking around here talking all of this shit don't belong to anything. They don't belong to anything. So I'm saying that culture is sacred and it's not something that you just divulge to the public for nothing. No way. You don't get nothing for nothing. Nothing for
Right.
nothing. Nothing plus nothing equals everything out here. So you don't just divulge stuff. My point for the whole thing is I would have to be somebody for somebody to come and do that. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
but I'm referring to not what it means. What I'm saying is that acknowledging that there are different dialects of Metroneta. I just want you know what I'm saying?
You just said it.
I
That's a
want them
fact.
to say, I want them to say that the first dynasty doesn't equal the first dynasty for each and every part
Oh snap!
of Kemet, okay? Because we know there
You
were several going on at once.
you've been talking
But
to a
nobody
whole
wants to
bunch of
talk
idiots.
about that.
Look, you've been talking to a whole
That's
bunch
what
of
I'm saying.
idiots,
No, because if
right?
I know that,
But look,
and I don't even
how
really
do you?
delve into that,
So then, never mind. I'll leave it. I'll leave it.
you
Anyway.
know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But I just want people to
I
be
keep talking to
honest.
these chumps out here. Like these chumps is everywhere. They ain't everything. Misrepresenting everything. But we don't play with people's culture and their language. We don't mess with that. That's sacred. You don't fuck around with nobody's shit unless you want somebody to come see you about something. That's my point.
Right. I
And this
ran
is
into some
what.
information today. What happened?
Go ahead. What happened? What
No,
information
what
you
was the
ran
last
into
thing you
today?
said? Because doggone it, I wanted to hear it. What was the last thing you said? Did you forget?
You
Don't
said you
forget.
ran into some
No,
information, so I
but when
need to know that.
as I was saying that, what did you say? Because I was like, darn, it was you came out with something and then because I said, damn it, I'll never know. Oh God, I said I ran into some information today, but I'm not gonna say what it is because I need to be sure about what I'm saying. So, what I'm saying is I need to do a little research on what I just read.
Mm.
There was some legislation from a king that came through dealing with the island of Saint Domingue back in 16. What year was it? 1625 or was it 65? Whatever. I have it, and it was a myriad of things in it. Um, but I will say this. So apparently, almost every adult woman had experience with um, poison, magic,
Hmm.
alchemy,
Mhm.
I can't. And it's something I have it. I have that information, but in that information, I thought that was great. It was like some witnessing of hearts disappearing, people dying, um, and all attributed to magic and whatever. Um, and the land was called what Santo Domingo there. So anyway, but there was other things in it, and it was something that I saw in it, and I just need to verify that what I'm reading makes sense. Like, yeah. Well, anyway, I'll figure it out, and then I'll divulge it. What yeah. I mean, it's tons of information out there. The problem is that you don't know what's what. What's really good and what's really not good.
If you go on Netflix and it agrees with Netflix, then it's good because Netflix is a source.
No, I don't think Netflix has anything.
I get all of my
Um,
information. I'm a Netflix scholar. Okay. If you can have YouTube scholars out here running around and 20,000 people watching them, I can be a Netflix scholar. Okay. I'm gonna drop my Netflix scholar series. You know, hashtag don't believe me, just watch. All right.
the sister, shout out to my Israelite sister. She's the Ishet of Danya Allah from lines of Israel. This is the wife of, and she broke down that Kamala Harris. Of course, confirmed my suspicion. I was right on point. I use history and looks. She went to the public record on I mean, she aired her out, and then later on, young Pharaoh came and aired her some more. So yeah, he went
Who?
to India. He went to India on her. So, and of course, you brought up the Lotus, right, and things of that
Yeah.
nature.
Hmm.
Yeah, and of course, they're a bunch of they're a bunch of they're Caucasians, and of course, they stole stuff too. I mean, I know that when people, there's black people that walk around with a swastika, okay, and it's a reason for it. There's a real good reason for it. But a lot of people don't know. But he brought that out today. He was saying, because I have a book of symbols, and I mean it's simple to just Google what a symbol is. The origins of symbols to see where you actually get it from. I mean, they don't hide it from you. It tells you exactly what it is. But it's people walking around who've taken these symbols and made it their own and make it to mean something else. So you find that what the swastika in there or whatever. That's just giving further evidence that you know once again the cave beasts always stealing something and making it
Always
their
stealing
own
something.
to change the
Always,
situation, right? To make a
always
change.
late. Look, they always late.
Hmm.
They never on time. They always stealing something or someone, and they always
Right.
stink.
For
Always,
real. For
always.
real. I will never go to India. Okay, never.
Super
Never.
predators.
I mean the conditions there, I
Let's
mean the
just call them what they are.
sanitary
Okay.
conditions.
Let's just call them what they
Oh my
are. Okay.
goodness.
Super predators.
Yeah, super predators for real. And he brought that out. He brought it out. And look, I don't even need to see none of that. I already said what I said 3 days ago. I was on point. I'm on point. I'm the mixologist. I know race. I know gender. I
I
know
know race.
class.
I know race too. I'm a
I am an
racist.
expert. I'm an
I'm a
expert.
racist.
And
I'm
people
a
didn't know.
racist. Okay.
um, the Hodge twins said today, if you, what they say, I can't really take them. They're funny, but I really can't take them seriously. They have a channel called the Conservative Twins or whatever. And that video of that guy who is that black guy who's defending the Confederate flag. There's a reason why
Hmm.
he's defending it, because he was raised by racist white people. So he's not a regular black person. He has no connection with the black community. He's no
Yes, he
longer,
does.
he's not black. He looked black, but he not.
He got every connection in the world to black people in America.
He has
And
no commonalities with us. Why? Because he was raised by racist white people. He has no experience with black people.
he got raised by monkeys and wolves
He got what?
and super predators. He got
Oh,
raised by wolves and
right.
super
The
predators.
right. But the problem with that is
But
that he
he's
shouldn't
he's
even been able to be
he's still
adopted
with
by those
us.
people.
He's still with us. 100%. He said, if you don't like it, you should go back to Africa. You hear that? That was beautiful. You
He's
know how crazy that
protected
is?
by them because yeah, but he's protected by them because he talked like them. As long as he talk like them, they'll protect him. That's his family.
He not gonna
But the
he,
problem with that is
he
that
not
they should
protected
not
by
have
them.
even had the ability, huh?
Should have the
He looked
ability to
protected
what?
to be in that video.
He
He looked
looked
protected
like
to
he was
me.
playing dress up, you know?
Nah, he okay. So you drop a black child in Sweden and be raised by white folks, you think he's gonna be black? Like he's gonna have a connection with us? No. The
Yep, he'll
problem
still be
is that
black.
they right, he'll still be black, but the way he thinks is off. He's coming to the he's coming in defense of a flag, a Confederate flag. He said the flag didn't do nothing to
He
black
was talking
people,
about
and
a
the
statue.
statue
A
didn't.
statue.
Right,
Yeah,
he said the flag and the statue nothing to black people. That's what he said.
he said, leave the statue up.
That's what
Okay?
he
Leave it
said.
alone. He said, don't
Right.
move it. He said,
Leave it
if you move
alone.
it, he said, if you
Right.
move it, he gonna get upset. That's a black dude.
Right.
Okay?
That's
That's a
right. That's
black
what he
dude.
said. He was raised
That's
by white folks.
yeah, but they still can't control him. He said, if you move it, I'm gonna do something to you. That's black. That's not white. It's black.
The problem with that. I don't even care what he's talking about. He can do whatever he wants. What I'm saying is that that family should not have had the ability to adopt a little black child.
That's right.
That's the problem. That's the issue right there. Because when push comes to shove, and he get that Negro wake up call, it's gonna hurt him the most. So that's all I have to say about that. But the conservative twin says that people who think differently or whatever, he said there's bigots out here. They said that's a racist thing. So if you speak against or you don't accept what somebody is saying or doing different opinions or something, that you are a racist. I don't know if they meant to use that word. They use the correct word, which would be bigot, as if it's a negative thing. That word is considered to be a negative thing in English. It's an English word. It's considered to be negative. So if you reject somebody's opinion or whatever they're thinking, whatever, that's negative, regardless if it's right or wrong. See, they don't get into that. Well, what if it's a wrong thing? What if somebody think it's okay to rape? We have pedophiles running around here talking about they want pedophile rights. They want rights. They want rights to be able to be a pedophile. So does that make me a bigot because I'm rejecting that? No. In their terms, in the way they're using it, yeah, it'll make me wrong because I don't agree with what they're saying. So it's not all cut. It's not cut and dry. It's not. Everything has to be evaluated, investigated, and you need to make sure you know what you're reading, and if something says this, make sure it says that, because this English language is the devil. Because it don't only just come with meanings, it comes with emotions, it comes with lifestyles, it comes with all kinds of things. And this one thing you don't see in other languages not connected to Latin. Any other language that's not connected to Latin, you don't find it like that. You don't find anything like this. So, anyway, that was just a little lesson. I'm done. And I hope you heard that because it seemed like every time we do a show, this thing happens. But I'm going to wait because now I got a headache. Oh, and I was saying, shout out to the sister, Daniela's wife, who brought out that just to confirm, like everybody has been saying, that Kamal Harris is indeed not a black person. She's a Jamaican, Daniela's wife is Jamaican, and she knows how it goes. And her family tree is, Kamal's family tree is uh is available and well documented in St. Anne's Bay, in a town named after her family, who owned slaves and all these things. Her great great grandmother. That wasn't even that long ago. So her great great grandmother owned slaves and owned plantations and things. It's a town called Brownstown. So, and it's not, and Kamala is Kamala, right? And she has a father, whose father is Irish. Her great grandparents are Irish. Um, her great grandmother was mixed. They don't know exactly mixed with what, but she would be a person of color, as I brought out 3 days ago. They are not considered to be black people in Jamaica. Just because someone calls themselves Jamaican American does not make you black. There's Chinese people in Jamaica who were born there. They call themselves Jamaican. Okay, there's Portuguese over there, and British people that call themselves Jamaican because they've been there and their family have been there for generations. So we can't go by that. Investigation, people. We need to know who we're bringing into our circles and who is actually representing us. It makes a difference. It tells us if that person is going to fight for our best interest. If they have 2 and 3 different interests other than ours, we're going to get screwed like we always do. And this is why they can't put a full blood, and I will continue to say full blood black person, because they understand who Negroes are, black people are, and they know who's not. Why? Because they created race. It's only 2 races. There's only 2. And then you have those in between people that they use to try to manipulate you in the process and politics. And for people who are naysaying and saying, oh, Sass, no, what you're saying is wrong, then you're a part of the problem and you're probably mixed or a non-black person who looks black. So then I'm gonna have to start questioning you and your integrity and your stake in the black community. Why are you here? Why are you amongst black people? If you're not talking like me, that's a problem. So yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna wait for Nas to come back because I need to go get something to drink.
fellow citizens of Africa. I greet you in the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League of the World. You may ask, what organization is that? It is for me to an organization that seeks to unite into one solid 15 million Negroes of the United States of America with the 20 million Negroes of the West Indies, the 40 million Negroes of South and Central America, with the 280 million Negroes of Africa. As you are aware, the world in which we live today is divided into separate race groups and distinct nationalities. Each race and each nationality is endeavoring to work out its own destiny to the exclusion of other races and other nationalities. We hear the cry of England for the Englishman, of France for the Frenchman, of Germany for the German, of Ireland for the Irish, of Palestine for the Jews, of Japan for the Japanese, of China for the Chinese. We of the Universal Negro Movement, those at home and those abroad. There are 400 million Africans in the world who have Negro blood coursing through their veins. And we believe that the time has come to unite these 400 million people for the one common purpose of bettering their condition. The great problem of the Negro for the last 500 years has been that of disunity. No one or no organization ever succeeded in uniting the Negro race. But within the last 4 years, the Universal Negro Improvement Association has worked wonders in bringing together in one fold 4 million organized Negroes who are scattered in all parts of the world, being in the 48 states of the American Union, all the West Indian Islands, and the countries of South and Central America and Africa. These 4 million people are working to convert the rest of the 400 million scattered all over the world. And it is for this around and to do the best. If anything praiseworthy is to be done, it must be done through unity. And it is for that reason that the Universal Negro Improvement Association calls upon every Negro in the United States to rally to its standards. We want to unite the Negro race in this country. We want every Negro to work for one common object, that of building a nation of his own on the great continent of Africa. But all Negroes all over the world are working for the establishment of a government in Africa, means that it will be realized in another few years. We want the moral and financial support of every Negro to make the dream a possibility.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a. Let's get back to the reading best developed by recognizing the common enemy. Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to the
motive
gritty
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.
Knowledge bone. What's the science, baby?
So it's after 2 hours, and we about to get up out of this joint.
Welcome back.
Okay, Africa will prevail. Garvey will prevail. Okay, so yeah, this thing does crazy stuff to me.
It does.
So good though.
Damn them. Every time I go on a rant, I need to stop ranting then. I'll stop ranting.
No, you gotta. We're here for the rant. Okay, we're here for the rant.
I'm the expert.
So the buttons are out here. You know, the buttons out here that were working. It's going down. Before I go, I got to put up this flyer because it's fancy.
It is.
This flyer is fancy. So make sure you check out this spoken word poetry event. Winner take all. Let me get rid of this.
Oh, there's a winner?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a competition.
So this is going to be interesting. August 28th, 2020, 7 p.m. West Coast time, 10 p.m. East Coast time. That's a Friday. That's Friday. Okay. The day before this 5-year anniversary. Telethon. What is it going to be? Webathon? Webathon. And on this webathon, we will raise $10 million. So for this 5-year episode anniversary, our goal is to raise $10 million. What are we going to do with the money, you ask? None of your business. Okay? None of your business. Okay? We're going to raise $10 million.
And then ask for some more.
No, just 10 million. Then, like, well, what are you going to do with the money? I'm like, none of your business. Okay? So this is going down on the 28th. My sister, Zero Horn, make sure you go subscribe to this show so you can watch this amazing poetry slam sort of display of the arts. I don't know about it actually being a competition, because everybody on here is an amazing poet. And make sure you follow them as well.
It says prize.
Right. There's a prize sponsored by Africa. You said? Africa. So collaboration with my sister Zero Horn. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her, the Zero Horn Show on YouTube. Live event. And you see my sister Red Styles is right there. And she will be here on Wednesday. Okay, talking about her boutique and her clothing line. She launched a clothing line, the Red Styles clothing line. You know what I'm saying? And it was brilliant. We're going to talk about that. And she said she was she was a poet. I thought she was just joking. Okay, she's in this competition, so evidently
She's a
She must
creative.
have some skillage. Okay.
She's a
So
creative. Yeah.
she's a creative. So we're
Right.
gonna check that
I'm a
out.
hustler. There's a difference. There's a big difference between
So yeah, this is gonna be off the chain. Make sure y'all check it out. Sponsored by Africa. Do the knowledge ratio. Do the knowledge ratio. Okay. So
Do the knowledge radio.
do the knowledge ratio.
Do the knowledge radio. Yeah. That's my London accent. That's not South London or anything. They have different accents over there. It's not South England.
That's my
Different.
Wakandan. That's my Wakandan
Yeah.
accent. Do the knowledge ratio. So make sure y'all go check that out. And make sure y'all come to the 5-year anniversary episode. Okay? It's going down. The webathon.
I don't doubt it.
The webathon. Okay? I'm comprising of a guest list for the day. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be some things here. Going to see some familiar faces and hopefully some new faces on that particular episode. Okay. And our goal will be to raise $10 million. Okay? We will raise it. We've already raised it. $10 million. So thank you everyone for helping us reach our goal of reaching $10 million.
And then you're gonna redistribute so I can open my school, right? You're gonna redistribute
That's
a
right.
few of us so we can open the school. Oh, gotcha.
That's right.
Okay, good.
That's right.
No public money.
None. $10 million for us to save. No, I'm not telling anybody. Okay. None of your concern where your money goes. Okay. Just act like you're paying a bill. You pay the bill. You're not like, what is Verizon doing with my money? What is AT&T doing with my money? What is Sprint doing with my money? What is Cricket Wireless doing with my money? Don't ask. No questions. Okay.
5G is in the building. Beware.
Just like your pastor. Okay. $10 million. I'm gonna have a counter up here, across the thing when I figure out how to do it. The goal tonight is to raise $10 million. I gotta find a little sound bite that does it. $10 million. Okay. I'll be like, yes, we have achieved it. We have achieved it. $10 million. Okay. Not 10 million followers or 10 million subscribers, any of that. $10 million.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. $10 million.
Okay.
You heard me going in and you didn't say anything.
After midnight
God.
show will be dedicated to those elite contributors that will help us reach this goal of
$10 million. Yeah.
$million. Okay. We have perks and incentives for those who contribute to our cause. We're not going to tell you about them, okay? We're not going to tell you about them. However, there will be perks, okay? There will be incentives. We're dealing with incentivized contributions here for our goal of $10 million. All right? You can make a difference today. You can make a difference today. They should show you them commercials with Sally Struthers and all that. What is it, like just 25 cents a day? You can all them lies. All of those lies.
You can sponsor a child like moons away from you, and we have starving children here in this country. But anyway, it's all good.
That money never made it to those children, okay?
Well, they believe it. They get a little picture and everything, and they get letters,
Right.
and
The
they can
greatest
get to
hustle. They want to go kill those children
But
and
they said
kidnap
something
them.
about you can go meet the child or something
Right.
like that.
Of course. Yes. Hello. Yeah, your name's John today, okay? Okay.
There's this white
Actually,
lady
my name's
online talking
no.
about she sponsored 6 of them, and she's been doing it for
Right.
12 years.
Right. Of course. Of course.
We have children right here that you can sponsor, but
They're only good for organs.
yeah.
Only good for organs. Okay. Are you an organ donor?
Mother of all living.
That's not the takeaway for today. The takeaway for today is $10 million.
God. All right.
Okay. Money of all living. That equals up to $10 million. Okay. Money of all living.
Mother of all living. Stop hating.
Nobody's hating. Okay.
If you mad, we're gonna get a ditch for you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm gonna bring out my platinum healing glove like they did on Which Way Is Up. Which you probably put on that platinum healing glove. And I'm not gonna heal people. I'm gonna just have it on. Okay. So don't be expecting me to heal you.
Okay.
Unless the burden of your wallet is bearing you down.
I meant to tell you that Grand Pooba song. That's my song, the one that was.
If you don't know what to do,
On our A flag though. Go ahead.
What to do with your money, we will use it for you. Okay? We got you. So shout out to everybody who came through and will come through and view these archives. The support has been overwhelming. Okay? In my speech, on my I Have a Revolution speech that I will deliver unto the family on the 29th. I'll break everything down to you. You will know the story from the sacred scroll. From the sacred scroll. You're just gonna have to tune in on the 29th. There's no time.
Oh, be there or be square. Okay.
It's a webathon. So if you're there at the moment when the speech is being read, you will know the story. Okay. If not, I don't know what to tell you.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So there will be a flyer, there will be a thumbnail, there will be some things circulating around, but it will not have a time. Okay. No time on it. None. Just will be scheduled. So if you're a subscriber and a supporter and a contributor, we will give you the time. Guaranteed. But if you're not, I don't know what to tell you. Just
surprise.
Be surprised. Okay? Come to the webathon with your mind open and your pocketbooks filled. Okay? Prepared. to help us reach our goal. This is the pitch. You got to tell them, like, they got to know. They have to They have to be informed. Okay.
Another 10 minutes. Okay.
So every show after midnight leading up to that, there will be a portion dedicated to helping us understand the goal. $10 million. Okay. $10 million. We can do it. I believe in you. I believe in all of you. Okay. I, I believe in you. Okay. You can do it. You can do it. Go to your friends. Go to your families. Go to your enemies. Go to your enemies' friends and family. And let's make this happen. Okay. Let's make this happen. We can
Go
do
to
it.
your
I,
enemies.
yes. Go to your enemies. Okay. And tell them it's better to give than to receive. This is how you
You
get the
lost my
money from
mind.
your enemy. Okay? This is how you get the money from your enemy. You tell
Stick
them
in a
it's better
ditch.
to give than receive. Okay? So, I mean, when you go see them, they're checking out anyway. So you might as well collect those reparations from them before they go, wherever they go, when they leave here. Okay? So tell them to write a check, cashier's check though, not a regular check, and send it. Send it through. Okay.
Now you want to
10
check.
cashier's check. I want a cashier's check. I'm taking that. I'm taking, Cash App. I'm taking Venmo. I'm taking PayPal.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Somebody hit the button. Oh my. Ah,
I'm taking
gosh.
cashier's checks. I'm taking food stamps.
They're
Okay.
like,
You
what the hell's
understand?
wrong with him?
I'm
30
taking
minutes talking about
EBT.
better to give than receive. Go to your enemy's
This
house.
is
What, so you can get
Go
aired
to
out?
your
No.
enemy's
That's
house.
bad
Go
advice.
over
Don't be
there
giving bad
unto them
advice.
and tell them that you have an opportunity of a lifetime. Okay,
That's bad advice.
you tell them that you can die with honor. Okay, tell them
Ah,
that. Because we praise
go to
our
my
enemies
enemy's
when
house.
when they die. We praise them. We be like, thank thank God for you. Okay, thank God for you that you did. Okay, like thanks. We celebrate, we have parties and stuff like that. So go to your enemy and say, make an act of restitution before you die. Okay? So you can be remembered in honor. We can remember you like those people like to remember. What's that dog's name? Uh, John Brown. Yeah. You can be our John Brown, okay? So and instead of you doing revolution, you can do a financial revolution. Okay? Before you give your life, you can give your life saving. All right. Talk to your enemies and tell them that. All of them, wherever they're from, whether they're Arab, whether they're Asian, whether they're Caucasian, whatever they are. Go to your enemies and say,
Caucus.
carcass Asians. Whatever they're. Is that how you
Caucus.
say? Carcass Asians? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you
Yep.
can tell them.
Yep.
Say, say, hey,
From the
look,
mountains of Russia. Look, they give themselves away.
Rushmore. Is it Rushmore? Uh,
Rushmore, Russia. What's the difference?
Russia, Georgia,
They
Russia,
give themselves
Georgia.
away. That Asian and listen, that Asian is in there. You're absolutely correct. They tell you where they. You on point.
Hey, that's how it goes. So, so this is what's helping us getting close to this goal. I can feel it. I'm moved by the spirit of giving. So those people can give. Okay, They can well those things if they want to be human, they have to know how to give. Okay, it's better to give than to receive. And what they're going to receive in return is to die with honor. Okay, blood debts must be paid in what? Blood,
$100 bills.
blood. Yeah, right. Yes, they can join the $100 bill club. Blood debts must be paid in blood. Yep.
Or they still have circulation $1,000 bills. Give us $1,000 bills. It's still in circulation.
We don't want to. We
Yeah,
don't
we can
want
do that. $1,000 bills instead of $100 bills.
old $100 bills because I don't trust them. The new ones, you can counterfeit them. The old hundreds,
$1,000
they
bills.
still shit.
They still in circ. I'd rather have the $1,000 bills.
You know, Jay Z said he said I've been spending hundreds since they had small faces. Okay, so I want to spend some hundreds
No,
that
he
got small
didn't.
faces. That's what he
No, he
said
didn't.
though. He don't. I
He's
mean, he
straight
don't have to
lying.
mean it. And, it's art. Okay.
He just got money. He needs to stop.
When yesterday?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I need to get some money today. Okay. Today
They
will
need to
be
tell
the
me
day.
his net worth in liquid. I you what they think he's worth.
I'm gonna tell
A
you my
billion
net
dollars,
worth.
okay?
My net worth in liquid after the 29th on the 30th, it would be
Mm,
$10 million and 1 cent.
dollars.
And
Right.
one
Right.
and 1 cent. And 1 cent. Because I have a penny. Because they only want a penny for your thoughts. They don't want
He
a lot of money.
said, "Cause I got a penny."
A penny for your thoughts. Okay? And my
I'm
thoughts
hoarding
would
all of
be
my coins.
$10 million, right? I have coins. Like there's a coin
Yeah,
shortage
I'm
in
hoarding
America.
them.
Okay?
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm hoarding them.
America has a corn shortage, and I have a dollar shortage. So bring
They
your dollars,
lie.
okay?
When they start holding the money, you know what that means. Inflation's coming.
Bring your dollars on to Do the Knowledge Radio, and we
Shortage.
right. There's a shortage of funds over here too. So bring your dollars to Do the Knowledge Radio. Okay?
Coin shortage. Yeah,
Shortage.
they're the lie. Bunch of liars.
Gotta make that little sign. I'm gonna make a sign.
Just tell us you want your money back, United States government. Just say you want your money back, Federal Reserve. Just all you gotta say.
Due to the fund shortage here, please deposit. And we take Bitcoin. So if you want to bring your Bitcoin, you can bring, 10
All
coins
my
over
tech
here.
friends deal with bitcoins and
Okay.
electronic money. They
Yeah,
all
yeah,
deal
yeah.
with it.
We
Yep.
accept Bitcoin.
I'm 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 so behind. I need to be doing that.
Give me
Hmm
20 coins. Okay. Give me 20 coins and you'll
All
never
the
hear from me.
donations are in Bitcoin.
Yeah, give me that. Give me that
Bitcoin
crypto.
and it's yeah some other ones, other type of coins, not just bits. But yeah,
Yeah, give me the
I need to
bits
deal
and
with that.
give me the Ethereum.
I'll take a
Give me
risk on that. I'm gonna look at that tomorrow. I'm gonna take a risk on
the
that and see if it's worth
Forsage.
that.
Give me the
Hmm
silver. Give me the gold. Give me the silver. Give me the gold. Give me the gold coins. Give me the silver coins. Give me the bitcoins. All of it.
hmm
And that's for the side. I'll keep that on the side. But in the meantime, we need $10 million cash. Okay.
All right. Okay. What time is it? Because you're going on. Let me look because oh my God, 37 minutes really?
I
Talking
didn't.
about the
I didn't
ten
have
million
anything.
dollars.
I didn't have anything to do with it. Okay. I
37
was.
minutes.
I was moved to have this conversation. Okay. I was moved. I was so moved. Okay. And second, you know, I properly moved it, and then I seconded it myself. Okay, then I voted for it myself, and then I carried the vote. Motion carried. All right. So all in favor say, mind your business. All opposed have the same right. Okay, it's wonderful.
All right. And on that note, you want me to say it? I should say.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm gonna say it now. Shalom.